This is a series of videos for learning hypertext markup language or HTML. So, girls, now the HTML, CSS, and XML are the three what to say languages that you are going to study. HTML, CSS is a part of HTML, and XML is slightly different from HTML. So these are the three things that you are going to learn in the first year. So the no, you must have gone through. You have been browsing your websites, lot of websites in the internet, and you have been saying whatever you see when you go to Google and ask, you search for something. Okay, whatever, say, let's say SDNB Vaishnav College, the home page of SDNB Vaishnav College. So whatever it is, see, say any site that you go and anything that you look into the net, what you see on the on your screen is called as a web page. Now, how do we design this web page? For designing this web page, we have so many softwares which are available, and one such, the main thing that is available is earlier in early stages, this markup language HTML was used. Now, what is this HTML? HTML stands for Hypertext Markup Language. Now, the very name HTML suggests that it is only a markup language, in the sense that it is very much different from the language that we have already studied, like C or C++ or whatever it is that we have learned in our school, 12th standard. Okay, so this is very much different. So here we have what we call as tags. Okay, so we the whole web page is made up of the whole source, the source code for the HTML is basically consists of so many tags, and initially this HTML was used only for formatting your web page. And using this HTML, we can create only a static page. Now, what do you mean by a static page? A static page is like a page that you design so that you can put some text somewhere, you can put some image somewhere, you can put some link somewhere. So and you can have a table, you can have a list, you can create all these things, and then you can have different styles for these text or these tables or whatever it is. Styles meaning that you can have different different font style, different font size, different font color, whatever it is. So, and then if you want to have, if you want to have a display a table on your page, you can display a table, and then for the table you can add different styles, like you can have text color there, and you can have a border, without border, and each the table is consisting of so many, will consist of so many cells, rows and column format, a grid type of a format, where you will have different cells, and each cell will now, you can have space between separating the two cells, and then within each cell you can have space between the text and the border of the cell. You can have different types of borders. Okay, so these are and then you can combine two rows, or you can merge two columns, whatever mostly things that you can do in Microsoft Word, you can also do it in HTML. Okay, so whatever text formatting that we can do using Microsoft Word, we that is a static document. It's a Word document which you can type it out, you can format it, you can have a heading, you can have different, you can choose different font style, you can have a text which is bold, which is italics, where you can underline your text, where you can have different colors, you can have different styles. So all these things, and you can insert a table, you can insert a bullet, you can have ordered list, you can have unordered list, you can insert a picture. So all these things you can do using Microsoft Word, but that is only a document which can be where you can take a printout of it and all that. But this web page is very similar to your Word document, where whatever you do in your Word document, all those things you can do in your web page also using this HTML. Okay, so basically in your, you cannot, when I say it's a static page, what's the difference between a static and a dynamic page? When you say it's a static page, you must have seen your college website, and you go into any site, say Google, or you even go to your Gmail, you type your user ID, you type your Gmail ID and your password. So there is some interaction between the user. So you type something and the page, that is also a page, but you type something there, and the system again responds you. Suppose in Google, if you go and ask for SDNB VC, you search for SDNB VC, then it will throw out so many pages. Okay, so many links. It will come out with so many links. So and you search for one, you press one link, and then you can actually, you traverse, you keep doing it. So which means the web page, you type something into your web page, and then the web page again responds back to you by giving some throwing some data to you, like that. There is some interaction between the user and the and your screen and your web page. But here it is not this. Using a HTML in a static page, you will not have some interactions. The page that you design can be just displayed as a, that's all the information that you have put on your page will just be displayed. That is all. There won't be any two-way communication. Okay, so for a two-way communication, you need something else. You definitely need a programming. Okay, so which you will be learning in the due course, say in the second and third years or so. So here we are going to learn HTML and how to define, how to use what are all the various tags for creating whatever I've told you, creating a table, creating a list, creating how to add a heading to your document, and all those things. So how to do this, and how do we launch your HTML file? So we already know, see, for a Microsoft document, you go to your system, go to My Computers, and then you click on the various software that you have. You must have installed Microsoft Word into your system, and then you choose Microsoft Word, and then you start typing your document, give a name to it, you save it, and then you can use that document. You can take a printout, you can send it through email to somebody else, you can do whatever you want with that document. So that is the way you do it. Whereas in HTML, what we do is, you will have to you can type it using you can even type it using your ordinary notepad. Okay, so notepad is sufficient for you to type your HTML document. So you type your HTML file, and then you save it using you give any name to it, and then you give with an extension .htm, or you can give HTML also. So two different extensions are there. By extension, what I mean is, say for a Word document, you give an extension .doc or docx. Okay, docx. So you have two different extensions based on the version of Microsoft Word that you are using. But similarly here, for HTML, it is either .htm or it is .html, and then you give a name and you save it. And then how do we look at the web page? Okay, how do we look at the page that you have created? How do you launch it? So you need what is called a web browser. Okay, so a web browser is one. There are so many web browsers. You have Firefox, you have Internet Explorer, you have Google Chrome, you have Microsoft Edge. They're like that. You have so many browsers which are available. So any such browser will help you to launch this HTML page. So all you have to do is go and open that file, give that file in your address where you type, go say launch, open your browser, open either your Google Chrome or your Firefox or Internet Explorer, whatever you have Safari. So there are so many browsers. So you open any browser, and then wherever you will give the website address, okay, the URL, the Uniform Resource Locator, that is called as URL. So wherever you will type in, suppose you want to go to google.com, you will type google.com in a text, in a space on top of that, screen, is it not? So there, that is where you type your address, your website address or whatever it is. So there you will have to give the name of this, full name of this HTML file that you have saved, and when you click on that, automatically the web page will be displayed. Okay, this is the overall introduction about HTML and what we are going to learn in the coming forthcoming videos.